Hi, good afternoon everyone. This is Steph from the Butterfly Princess Show. And today I'm delighted to be starting off a new partnership with Berry Art Gallery and Museum. This is one of my new partnerships. Don't know how often it's going to be. It might be like when they bring out a new leaflet of new exhibitions, but hopefully it can be as often, as funds allow and stuff. So I'm joined here today by Gina and Steve, who both work at the gallery, and thought it'd be good today just to get a bit of an introduction about what Berry Art Gallery is, sort of like everything going on in the building, and then for like future things, can maybe talk about exhibitions and stuff. So hope that'll be alright with everyone at the art gallery itself. So I really appreciate the time taken to speak with me today. So could you just tell me, to start off with, a bit about Berry Art Gallery and what sort of like going on with the gallery and the building as a whole at the moment? Because there does seem to be a lot of things going on. Obviously, you walk through, you've got a tea room, you've got a shop, and you've got a bit of everything, really.
Yeah, we've got lots that we put on for a range of different people, different audiences. So the main reason kind of why we're here and what we've got is a main collection. So this is the space we're in at the moment. We opened in 1901, and so we've got a big, large collection of Victorian paintings. And then we have continued to collect artworks until today. So it ranges from that time period to modern works today as well. So that's kind of like the main thing that we do and the main reason why we're here in the first place. And then throughout our time, we also hold temporary exhibitions. So we love showcasing contemporary art as well, don't we?
They tend to change about every 3 months.
Okay.
So it's not always that precise, but it's a rough guide. About every 3 months there'll be something new to see.
Yeah, so we have a gallery up here that we showcase temporary artwork in, and we'll talk about that in a minute. And then we've also got the sculpture centre downstairs on the first floor where we showcase sculpture and contemporary art as well. And then we have the museum downstairs in the basement that showcases our museum collection. So we house a really big museum collection as well of different objects, but also it's got like a social history focus too. So at the moment, it's got an exhibition called Spirit of a Place on, which is all about Silver Street in Bury, so just behind where the gallery is. So that's like generally what we put on and what we do. And would you like to talk about some of the exhibitions?
Well, shall we? We've got one of the exhibitions is finishing soon, so maybe we start with that one. So in the Sculpture Centre at the moment is an exhibition called Crossing Open Ground by David Gilbert. So that's David Gilbert died about 6 years ago. So it's a show that's brought together some of his about 110 pieces in total. Quite a lot of them are quite small, but that's in the Sculpture Centre at the moment. And all the sculptures are made of wood, really. A couple of the materials mixed in, but David was a wood sculptor. And so that finishes on the 18th of February, so we've not that much long to see it. It's been really popular. People have absolutely loved it. Many people have come back to see it several times because the smaller ones, you don't get to take it all in one viewing. You have to come back.
I just wanted to talk about, because obviously I've like seen this, and like I hear that you're the Berry Art Gallery, because Berry Council are having to make savings. Berry Art Museum and Gallery is sort of one of those to make savings. So how's that getting along?
So we were in a consultation period where they might make savings from Berry Art Gallery. However, we are definitely staying open for another year. and the council really want to keep the gallery open. So we are currently okay. It's staying open, and we're going to be looking towards doing a lot more of an events program, a lot more venue hire, things like that, kind of towards a bit of income generation, but continuing our high standard of exhibitions and collections of management as well.
Yeah, and it's things that you've already mentioned. We do have a shop, but the shop has been a huge benefit to us for quite a while. So hoping that will raise even more income over the next coming years. And we've always run events, but now we're just going to be doing more of them.
Yeah.
We've always run workshops for children in school holidays, but we've now started up our new Saturday workshop program.
Oh yeah, because I know that you sent me some leaflets for that with it. Well, so what is that Saturday workshop all about?
So we've started doing the Saturday ones, alternate weekends. At the moment, they are for young children, and then the other Saturday will be for teens, so 13 to 17 years old. We're calling them mini artists, and
for the young people and young art scene.
And young art scene for the teenagers. It's £3 for each person who's actually doing the workshop. But they've been run by ourselves, and we're all sort of professional, semi-professional artists. Tomorrow I'm running the one for the teens, and I draw animals. I've had books published and things with my drawings in them. So I'm going to be concentrating on. We've had children, teens sort of telling us, how do you draw, do shading, things like that. So I'm going to concentrate on drawing eyes, showing how you can make eyes lifelike and really try and get that expression in an eye, and also fur, because fur's one of my favourite textures and things to draw. So that's what I'm going to be looking at tomorrow. That's at 2:00 here. We'll also be looking at the things in the gallery whilst we're doing it. So hopefully we'll learn a little bit about beyond just the exact thing that you're doing in the session. So
yeah, and obviously you have the shop and that, because am I right in saying that the addition of Tina's tea room is quite new here, or has it always been here? I could be thinking of the cafe next door or something.
Yeah, so Tina's been here for quite a while. I can't remember the exact date.
It was before lockdown. So obviously, so it's a good 4 or 5 years at least. And we had a different tea room before Tina took over. But yeah, she's made a really nice business out of it.
Yeah, and people come for afternoon tea, and I think Tina does that so well. She makes such a big thing of it. Really makes people feel special. She's so good at that. So we're really pleased
people
to have.
People do book it for parties, birthday parties, and things like that. Yeah, so it's great to have Tina.
She's like a main part of. She's her own business, but she's integral to what we do as well. We love having Tina here.
So you have the shop and that, so does everything that the money it makes, does that go back into sort of the business of making the art gallery more and putting on events and getting, people to do talks?
Yeah, it goes towards our income, so we have like an income target, and it goes towards that, but also so we take a commission, but the work also goes to the artists as well who create the work. And we like to showcase independent artists and independent businesses, like creative businesses. So I think it's a really positive thing about the shop that it goes towards these independent artists.
It gives people, artists, people who make things in the Northwest, another place to sell their work. So it's really important for them, really important for us. It's great.
And sort of because there is sort of an international, well, I wouldn't say more of a national town, because obviously we've got Berry Market, and obviously there's a lot of coach trips come down to are you more sort of busy on market days, like Saturday, or?
I'd say we are probably busier on market days generally, and we do get the coaches get dropped off straight outside the gallery, so we do get people coming in who they go to the market and then they do come to the gallery as well. But we're open Tuesday to Saturdays, and every day is pretty good, and we have school visits as well that happen during the week. So every day is okay, isn't it?
Yeah, and we have, just in the past, 2 weeks, we've had people from Hong Kong. Somebody was from Belgium yesterday. Just wanted to look around the art gallery. So, yeah, we have people come from all over the place to see.
And obviously with COVID and the lockdown and stuff, so how did you sort of have to adjust to that? Did you do a lot of, sessions online or?
We went online basically. So we did make videos. We do quite a lot of life drawing events and costume drawing events, and we created some where we got models to pose, and some of them we did as well. We got staff members to take pictures of ourselves at home for people, and brought them together for people to draw at home. And we came up with lots of activities for people to do at home, because obviously everybody was at home quite a lot. So that's one of the main things we did, isn't it?
And the exhibition in the museum at the moment, Spirit of a Place, that was a project that was started in lockdown, and now it's still on display in the museum. It's been a very popular exhibition down in the museum.
I do think during lockdown, I think there was a real need for creativity, and people to have like a little outlet and express themselves.
And it was also good for I suppose for mental health as well during lockdown, because people was always saying the mental health is really suffering during lockdown, and I think to just get the creativity side of things, which is really good for, like you say, expression. And
we also did these creative boxes, didn't we, where we put together things that people could do at home, and then we asked the people in Bury to nominate somebody else, and we went through a few organisations and stuff, and we delivered those boxes to people at home as well. So we did it in lots of different ways, really.
Yeah, encouraging walks and things.
Getting outdoors.
So as well, obviously you have your regular pieces and your exhibition, your sort of special pieces that are only here for a limited amount of time. Can people buy pieces?
Oh, not these ones. So the main collection has been donated, and it's our job to look after them, but to make them available for people to see in different exhibitions. But people can buy things that are in the shop by contemporary artists.
And then we do have a couple of exhibitions each year where there is work for sale. So Bury Art Week, which is the beginning of May.
I think it's actually in June
Is it?
In this year.
I'll have to check. But obviously, once that's the next exhibition that's going to be on, we'll be talking about it on social media. But so Bury Art Week, which is in aid of Bury Hospice.
That'd be good to do a piece.
So we could talk about that more closer to time. And then there's always Bury Art Society, who we've been hosting their annual show for a very long time. So their work is most of the work that are on display in that are for sale, and we do tend to sell a good 20 paintings or so from that exhibition.
And it shows that's such a great exhibition. It shows such a great amount of talent.
Yeah, they're really good art society. And we have the Bury Photo Society. We tend to have the Bury Photo Society exhibition. That's in June, July, isn't it? I think, and then the Art Society straight after it. So they're two over the summer months. Two exhibitions that are very to do with the local societies.
And obviously, I don't know if I could do, but I'd be happy to do, a piece on this. Obviously, in March we've got International Women's Day coming up, and I believe you've got a talk coming.
So this display that we're actually sat in front of, it's a women display of women in Bury Art Museum's collection. So we've got women artists, like the one behind you, that's by Mary Smith. So she's a local Bury artist, but this was painted in the 1940s. And Laura Alma Tadema as well. So we've got women artists, and then we've got this one showcases women painters, and the one at the side there, I don't know if you can see it, but it's the first MP, female MP, Nancy Astor. So we've got a lot of variety in this exhibition, just showcasing and celebrating women, but also showcasing how they've been portrayed as well through art. So kind of a bit of the hypocrisy behind that as well. Perhaps there's one over there where the woman's been made a little bit sexualized and things like that, so for the male gaze. So there's different themes within this exhibition. And a talk.
Which one?
It's the one at the beginning. We haven't got a date yet. It's the one at the beginning of March, will it be?
For the show. Yeah. So again, once we have the dates finalised for those,
we'll send it over to you.
We'll put that on social
But
media.
it'll probably be me doing the talk, so I'll discuss all these pieces in detail. And we've also, it's not just paintings, we've got some objects out as well. So we've got books by local writer Richard Crompton, who wrote the Just William books, and textile designer Celia Birtwell. And then 2 decorative artists who were part of the Pilkingtons factory. So we've got Gladys Rogers and we've got Mitzi Cunliffe as well. So that's what the talk, it'll go through all these different pieces.
Obviously, you sort of share the same building as Berry Library, so do you do any partnership work with Berry Library, or?
We work with the archives quite a lot, so we tend to, especially the museum exhibitions that we put on, but also lots up here as well. We work with the archives to kind of get those primary sources like photographs and documents around a particular theme. With the libraries, we don't work as much with the libraries, but definitely the archives,
So the one thing I'd make sure, to make sure we don't miss it, is our current new exhibitions that we've got. We opened on Saturday, just gone on the 4th. So we've got the British Culture Archive, which is mainly a photography exhibition with that's got some photographers who are quite well known. And they're showing photographs from the 1970s and 80s. It's been incredibly popular. We had a really busy opening on Saturday with an amazing atmosphere, music,
the DJ.
It was really good. And that also at the same time we had our first Saturday children's workshop, and it was just such a great atmosphere in the building because everything was so busy. So that exhibition always, it's been popular since Saturday. So we've been open almost a week now, and Paul Wright, who founded the archive about 5 years ago, was it? 6 years ago. He's sort of agreed that he will run an event here where people can bring in photographs and things to perhaps added to the archive, and he's going to do a talk on the exhibition on that same day. Again, we don't know the date of it yet. It's all new stuff that's not been absolutely finalised. But when we do have the date, we'll let you know and we'll put it on our social media.
Thank you. People can come and see the exhibition still as well. So it's up at the moment.
Because it's until the 18th of May. That one. So.
It's until the 18th of May. And I just think people love it because it's so relatable, and it's the North, and growing up. Lots of people remember growing up.
The 70s sort of.
And I wasn't around in the 70s and 80s, but I feel a little bit nostalgic when I when I see it, because especially there's a picture of a little boy jumping onto a mattress on the floor, and it's just like a sense of fun. And I think that I feel really nostalgic about it.
And I suppose when you look at an exhibit from the 70s and 80s, because I wasn't around at that time either, but it seems a much better world to grow up in as it is now, because I suppose we can learn so much from past decades. And
definitely. And I think it's kind of got a link to, like, it's pre-social media as well.
Well, there's
so
certainly a sense of children playing out in the exhibition, which isn't something that happens quite as much nowadays.
Yeah.
For a lot of kids. Yeah.
But also, it does show like it's the working class of the north. So it does show how things have changed as well. So it's like kind of not just fun. It's a bit like a documentary kind of thing as well. So showing how times changed from then.
Yeah. And then we have 2 other new exhibitions.
Yeah.
I've forgotten the name of it.
So we've got Refuge from the Ravens.
Refuge from the Ravens.
I don't know if you've been able to see that one yet. So that one is based on Coleridge and Wordsworth's lyrical ballads, but it's been rewritten for the 21st century. So I think it's over 100 people who are homeless and in difficult situations all came together with workshops led by Philip Davenport. And they've all like created pieces and created a new lyrical ballad. So there's like poems, films, pictures, things like that. And then we've also put them next to our pieces in our collection. So we've got a set of prints by Turner. So really quite like special prints.
They don't come out very often at all. So they're on display in that exhibition.
Yeah, because they're actually quite like fragile and things.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so they don't get out often, and they're out at the moment. Some of them are out at the moment, so... okay. Some of them are out at the moment, so it's a really good show to see, and I think quite important as well.
And then finally, there's our moving image gallery, so we have video works in that gallery. And at the moment, it is...
Recipes for baking bread.
Right, that sounds really interesting, yeah.
So it's a Ukrainian artist.
Yeah.
And, well, you know it better than I do.
So it's a Ukrainian artist that's brought together stories, so 5 stories from Holodomor in the Ukraine. And
that'd be quite interesting, especially with what's happening in Ukraine at the moment.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's why it does come across really relevant to today, and with Ukrainian families coming over here at the moment. And a lot of the stories, so they're from 1932 to 1933, so there's a lot of stories about the collectivism at the time and like rural farming and things like that. And there's some survivors' stories in there too, that are all under different parts of the recipe for baking bread. So I do think it's quite a poignant film, really. And again, there will be a talk for that, but we don't have a date.
Yeah,
We're going to have to tell you all these dates afterwards.
So, well, thank you for your time today, both of you.
One more thing, if you don't mind, Steph, one more thing we really need to bring up is our drawing event on the 10th of March. So Gina mentioned that we do events, and you had earlier on, but our next one that we definitely do know the date of, it's the 10th of March, which is a Friday evening. So it's going to be 7 till 9, and it's going to be basically it's a costume drawing event. So we have people dressed up. The themes is basically run alongside the Culture Archive show, so 70s, 80s. Yeah. And there's going to be music, appropriate music that era, some live music, and then people dressed up in that sort of costume from that era, and people can go and draw. There's like 5-10 minute poses where people hold the pose, and then you can sit down, draw them. We have a bar, so you can have a drink.
Fun. It's such a fun night.
It's a fabulous atmosphere, really good fun, and it's one of our.
And who doesn't like some like 70s and 80s music?
So the backdrop, and the models will be in the dress of 70s and 80s, and it'll just be. I think it'll be really fun.
It's £10, and where else can you have so much fun for £10?
No, especially nowadays with the cost of living crisis.
It should be a really fun night.
So thank you very much to both of you for your time today. Well, that is it for today, ladies and gents, boys and girls. I really would love to see you here again for some vlogs with a Berry Art Museum and Gallery, but we've just got to sort out how often they can be done. But I think there's loads more that we can vlog about and discuss it. Obviously, it's just sorting when would be the appropriate time. But I'm really looking forward to doing this partnership with you.
We're so looking forward to it. We're really excited. We've had such a good time today. This has been our debut.
Thank
Thank you for being such a nice host.
Thank you. Thank you.